If parts of your body tingle when you hear an engine rev, if the hair on the back of your neck stands up when you hear tires squeal, then you've found your new home. This is the Revved Up Garage Cast, containing more testosterone than your listening device can handle. Loud, crazy, but a hell of a lot of fun. Let's do it. You're listening to the Revved Up Garage Cast. Now your hosts, Steven, Mark, and Eddie.
Revved Up, episode 23 coming at you. We've had another hiatus. We're not the most prompt on producing time after time, but we're working on it. We're going to get there one day. A lot's went on since we last talked. We were talking about King of Ohio 2024, what else is going to go on. Me and Mark didn't discuss what we're going to talk about this episode. I just said I'm going to start throwing shit at him and see what sticks and where it goes.
So I get the natural response.
Yeah. I'll start off with topic number one. Well, first off, King of Ohio doesn't look very good to us. That whole last episode, let's just cancel that. That's just because I haven't been able to get the car rolling like I wanted to. But topic number one, we're going to throw out Mark. Demolition Derby Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on it?
I don't know how you determine who belongs there. I mean, I have general ideas of who I think should be there, but, I mean, everybody has different opinions.
So, I was thinking more and more about it, and I tried to look at the different motorsports that relate sort of to the Demolition Derby, and some of them have age criteria, some of them have requirements of how long they were in the sport.
How long they're out of the sport.
Yeah, how long they're out of the sport to be involved. I definitely think there needs to be an age criteria. I don't think that... I'll just use myself for an example. Someone like me is too young to be inducted into the Hall of Fame when you're still driving in general. I'm not saying that I even should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just stating that I think it needs to be like 40, 45 years old before you get inducted.
I hope I'm living then, pal.
Me too. Me too.
I don't know how many derby drivers make it to 55.
Well, that's why I was looking at like some of the motorsports that are 50. Yeah. And I'm like, we got to cut it back a little bit for derby drivers because we do
killing
some
your body
stuff. Yeah. So maybe like 40 years old.
I think 40 is fair. That's a fair number.
And I think 10 years in the sport. I think you need to have 10 years in the sport.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I don't know, like, is there only like a certain amount of people being in the Hall of Fame, or are they just gonna? Is it unlimited? A cap?
I don't know. Most Hall of Fames normally have an induction class, so
right.
like say 10, 12, 15 people a year.
Yeah, I mean,
but I know they talked about different, like they're gonna have areas for drivers, for vendors, for promoters. Right. So,
because I mean, just think of our area with the old school drivers, like. We can think off the top of our head a couple that should be there. And I mean, how many regions there are? Like,
yeah,
there's so many people
30 different areas that are
30 different areas that can think of 20 different people. You know.
Yeah. So it's and another thing I talked about is it's going to have to go back to like the 60s, 70s, 80s. I mean, before I even knew about Demolition Derby, before I was even a thought. That's where they're going to have to start.
Yeah, you have to put the people in it that created the sport.
Correct.
I mean,
so
that's a big step.
I hope. I really like the idea. I just hope they're laying the foundation correctly.
Yeah, time will tell. I mean, can't hurt to try. You know?
No, I mean, I think it's positive direction for sure.
Yeah.
Next topic I'm going to throw at you. 3-car draw.
Frankie show?
Yes, Frankie show. 30 cars. It'll be 10 teams, I believe.
What rules is that to?
It's to the stock compact, so you're allowed the...
But still, like, a mild.
No, it's like the Caravan bumpers, the Mazda bumpers.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh, stock bumpers.
Yeah, stock. It has to be the 10-style bumpers. I know talking with him, the idea
So he didn't
was...
do away with the street stock?
No, that's what it is, a street stock compact.
Okay.
So what it is he didn't want to have classes where, like, the cream of the crop, and no disregards to people, but there's people that put more time into Demolition Derby and there's people that put less time into it.
Right.
So in our area, there's only probably 10, 15 guys that, I'm not even saying they do, have the ability to build a car to the top of the rules.
Yeah.
So he went with a lighter class. That way the gap between ability...
Being built and being not built.
Correct.
It ain't going to be huge. Obviously, everybody's going to have...
So I really like it. I really enjoy it. I think it's fun. I think it brings some fun back to Demolition Derby in a less serious note of it.
When is that show again?
It's at our fair, at Fay County Fair. I
It's
believe.
like July?
Yeah, the end of July is the first night. Or no. Second night.
Point
August.
show?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to sign up because, I mean, I forgot that I have a camera sitting back there that was for Kristen, and it'd be perfect for that class.
Yeah, that's the perfect car for that class.
So, I'm going to sign up.
A little bit rusty and...
Yeah, I'm going to sign up for that. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's for fun. Like, that you can't stack a team. Like,
we got to get back to some points. I mean, like these national shows, I get them being serious, but you got to have fun with Derby too. So you have to get a mix between both.
I mean, you know how fun it'd be to be on opposite teams and
I'm
waylay each other?
I'm looking forward to it.
That'd be a blast.
I mean, it is what it is, and you're with who you're with, and you might be with someone you don't like, but for that night, you have to be teammates.
Yeah, no, I like the concept, and I believe, was it Pat that thought of it?
Yeah, Pat had a large part in that one.
Yeah.
I had talked to a couple different guys. Anthony Wallace had a similar concept. It was 2-man teams, and it was 10 teams, but it was all one and done heat. And what it was you didn't know your partner until you were pulling into the arena. So no one had a number on the side of their car. You're pulling up, they paint 1 on your car.
I remember you telling me about that.
Then a few cars in, your teammate gets a 1. Mm-hmm. So you don't even know your teammate until you see him with the number on your car. So that was a pretty cool concept. I think that's still a really, really good idea for a filler class if a promoter would pick up on that.
So does Frankie need a minimum amount? I don't know if he said.
I don't know. I hope.
You would have to have a number with intervals of 3, right?
Yeah, ideally, or someone's going to be SOL.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know how much thought he's put into that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering, like, is it going to pay, like, most of the shows usually pay $1,000 to win. Is it going to pay $3,000 because 30 teammates or what? But it's going to be interesting.
We're going to hear Titan in the background. Melanie's home and not giving him attention. I know what that is. Let me text her real quick. The next thing I want to talk about. So we went over that Demolition Derby Hall of Fame. We went over Frankie's. 2-man minivans. TJ had a crazy idea of welding 2 front ends together.
We actually thought about it.
As my assumption was, not enough people were going to take the initiative to want to do that. That's a lot of work and a lot of
yeah. I mean, it's hard enough. I mean, I like the idea, but it's hard enough to get one van to run it, let alone now you got to do 2 and cut them in half. So,
correct. And if you don't have pre-runs ready that are that good of a quality, it becomes more of a problem because it's even harder.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, when we thought about it, we got 2 vans that, mine's been sitting there for 2 years. Just sitting there. It'd been a good thing for it.
Yeah, it still would have been a lot of work. The original rules that he came out with, he wanted to keep it within a 3-inch wheelbase, and you were only using a 3-inch overlay. I think it was a little bit too hard for people to work with. I almost got to build them sloppy, then make them safe.
Yeah. My van needs work, so, like, I'm out on this one, but, like, I wish it wasn't April because, I'm already running, so.
Well, we haven't even got to that part. They're not having that class specifically. It's still that class, but they're now allowing
singles
vans. So The idea was good. The targeted demographic, I don't know if it hit.
I don't think you'll ever know because, I mean, obviously, I don't see people running a double van against singles. I mean, that's just not smart in my opinion.
No, they're definitely going to be at a disadvantage now.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Maybe let people know like a year ahead. Give it a shot again. I mean, worst comes to worst, you just run single vans again. But I think you should give another go at that.
So, after talking about the vans, Mark didn't get to go. Me, Melanie, and my buddy Jackson went down. I will talk about Redneck Rumble because it was the first of the Unified Point Series events. It was a good derby. The compact class, a young boy named Tank Smith ended up winning it. And,
Is that the boy with his dad?
Yeah, it's the boy with his dad.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool to do, man.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
And his dad took and gave an ass whooping.
Yeah.
Oh, they beat the shit out of him. And they had their W bodies figured out running-wise because they ripped right back. It came down to Tank Smith and Collins at the end. Collins was in a Solera. I thought Collins had the better car, but one of his rear trailing arms were broke and sort of digging into the ground.
I'll slow you down pretty quick.
Well, Tank drove into the back of his car and really put it in the ground, and then they couldn't separate. But Collins wasn't moving, and Tank was the clear aggressor in the last hit, so
yeah,
couldn't have ended any differently that way. But Tank is running for points, and that means, I believe that was the low power compacts, but it was the double points because it was 2,500 to win. So now he has one of his 7 wins at maximum potential, pretty much, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he's on a good start to the year. A couple full size guys are running that I'm not really familiar with their names, but they did good. Man, it was a wet derby.
I seen Snapchats, man. You flooded.
Vending
looked miserable.
I had a stack of Galaxy tires sitting on the ground, and I think they're 7 inches wide. There was water 3.5 inches because it was halfway up the tire. 3.5 inches of water that we were just standing in the whole time. And Freebie went with us, and Jackson went with us, and they were supposed to give some help. And I mean, they did still some, but they wore hay-dudes.
Yeah.
So we had to send Clutch.
This time of year, too, man.
Clutch was the only one still driving in, so Clutch swung into Walmart and bought him these muck boots that look like they're from Dollar Tree. They look like
rubber boots.
Yeah, they pretty
ones.
much they were gray. They look like the big long yellow rubber gloves that you wear flipped to your feet.
Yeah.
And then he bought him pink fuzzy socks. So if you saw the pink sock post on my Facebook, that if you know, you know.
That's you always got to take muck boots to a derby. You never know.
Yeah.
You have to.
We got to be more prepared. Hey, Mark, that's your mic.
Yeah.
So, Derby number 1 in the Unified Point Series. This year is going to be wild with the derbies for the Point Series. I think there's like 50 some of them.
Yeah, I just read off a list that surprised me.
Yeah, it's the promoters can have as many shows as they want, pretty much. It might be capped at 7 or 6 or something.
I mean, the word's out. We can talk about it. It's on Facebook. I mean,
what, Frankie's schedule?
Frankie has 7.
Oh,
shows.
that's not. There's nothing to hide. I mean, I think I
didn't know if he was keeping a secret for a while or what, but I mean, he put it on Facebook.
No, I think up Michigan they have 7. There's a couple different areas of the country that have 7, so it'll be.
What, Frankie has 2 in a week? I mean, he has 2 during the fair.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting. Hi, Titan. Okay, back to the Point Series. I don't know if it takes the nostalgia away because you won't see the drivers competing against each other at the same show now, or it builds to it because you'll see so many more drivers able to compete.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of different names and guys able to compete now.
Yeah, I mean...
And you could score, a maximum of 7 times.
If you were interested, you could definitely pull it off because, look, you have all of Frankie's shows within an hour and a half. You're going to have probably Steve's show. You're probably going to have You have TJ shows. I mean, I'm sure there's even more that I'm not thinking about off the top of my head within a couple hours.
I mean, that's like, I'm thinking like 12, 13 within
a 2-hour radius now. And that's going to be a lot of different areas. Now, I think that's going to benefit the low power guys more. The higher dollar classes are still going to have to like sort of travel. But then again, I don't know. That might just literally play more into the Midwest because all them high power ones are going to be out there.
Yeah, I mean,
look at what shows are going to be a double points out this way. TJ show, the team show.
Hardcore final confrontation, right?
I don't think Frankie pays $10K in any of them anymore. Even TJ, in the spring, the limited weld teams will pay $12, so that's the only one. And then normally a big money class in the fall. That might be about it. So getting your points and mapping out the route that you want to go to try to win, that might be the more difficult part. But participating, I think participation should be up.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no excuse.
So, what's your schedule looking like so far this year, Mark? I know we got something already in the plans.
I got 3 derbies planned so far.
3?
Yeah.
What 3?
Andy show. I'm doing that 3-man team show with Frankie's. And then the other one.
Then the other one? You want to talk about the other one? You scared?
I don't know.
We won't talk about the other one then. Okay.
Last time I talked about one of them, I got junked in 30 seconds.
Yeah, you did get junked pretty quick in that bumper swap tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That 2-man thing.
I thought I liked it more the first time around than the second, is all I'll say.
Yeah, it's, well, not that we were the hammer, but we definitely were the nail this time.
Definitely the nail.
Definitely the nail.
I mean, I got my wheel ripped off and probably, I mean, realistically, probably 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Trying to give myself a little bit more here.
That's the shortest I've ever seen you last. It's almost like that one time I junked you in your escort wagon.
Fuel safety shut-off switch.
First person I hit.
Yeah.
Come all the way across the track and smack Mark and his car shut off. I was going to junk you that night bad. That was the plan from the rip.
I was in a escort wagon, stock bumper, running against W bodies with 70s bumpers and loaded to the gills. I didn't expect much.
So what happened? You didn't find that picture of your first car?
I have it. I don't want.
You don't want to post it on Facebook?
I will. It's in my Facebook somewhere. I have to find it.
Yeah, you got to post that up just so
What year was that car? I can't remember.
What year was the car physically?
Yeah.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
Like a 90, 91, 92.
Yeah.
What year was that you were in?
I was 16.
So, we're going to have to do some math here.
2011? Yeah, somewhere around there. 2011, 2012.
How old are you now?
27.
Yeah, so 11 years ago, so 2012 or 2013 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the whole beginning of Mark Metz and the great Pontiac Le Mans.
Yeah, I got shafted on that car.
When I hear Pontiac Le Mans, I think of these big old 70s cars.
Yep.
Mark was in a car smaller than this room. It was bad.
I had a rough year that year. Ran that. Got a car off Vinci. I ran it for $100. Got in the pit. It blew up.
What car was that?
I don't know what it was. I think it was a Skylark that Vinci won with. In Fayette, and I took it back.
It blew up?
Yeah.
Did he give you your money back?
I don't know.
You can't remember?
I think so. I don't even know if he charged me. I can't remember if I paid it. If it's $100, I don't think I paid anything. I'm not sure.
If it's the Buick Skylark that he won with, it had a hole in the block before he even derbied.
Yeah, that was that one.
I don't know how. That was the derby. If you watch my uncle, I think I went back and I watched. He didn't make a hit for like 7 minutes.
Dude, Vinci was bad.
Yeah, we talked about baggers. He was the worst around. Like
he ran away from you.
Yeah, I used to enjoy hitting him.
I really wish he derby now. I wish I could enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, we just wanted to sort of catch up with everybody. Derby season's about to start popping off. We got get through one more get through a vacation
For a cruise, and it's full bore ahead after that. I mean,
yep.
I'd like to start throwing a cage in my car here soon.
Thought you were running big cars this year.
It ain't happening. Unless you got a pre-ran, or I'll rent it off you. That's about all.
Lame. But that's pretty much it. We haven't been doing a whole lot getting through winter. We had some really cold weather.
60-something degrees today, though. Man, that was nice.
Was it that warm today?
Yeah, 61.
That's probably why I feel weird.
Mm-hmm. It was beautiful.
But revved up out. We're going to go into episode 24. We're going to be doing some stuff with...
I promise we'll try to get better with this.
Yeah, we need to get more consistent.
Just busy. Always busy with something.
Yeah, it's hard.
If it ain't derby season, it's something else. I mean,
it's hard trying to talk with three people. But Eddie doesn't seem like he has too much interest in it anymore altogether. So
I never get to talk to that guy.
Oh, yeah, you don't work with him every day now.
Nah.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we're going to end this, wrap it up, make it short, sweet, and then get back at you with episode 24. We're doing some stuff. I'm going to be doing some content with Clutch and Devin Smith tomorrow, and Jason Sauer and Most Wanted Car Club.
All the fun shit, and I'll be hanging out in Deep Creek.
I think Frankie Guy's coming in, TJ McCullough. There's a bunch of them going to that. But revved up over and out.
You've been listening to the Revved Up Garage Cast. If it's motorsports and life, we're talking about it. The guys have over 30 years combined experience and a lot of winning. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, you can find us on Facebook at Revved Up GarageCast. Listen wherever you get your podcast at Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Y'all be cool, and we'll see you next time on Revved Up GarageCast.